Our doctor's office visits a thing of the past? Hi, I'm Tonya Hall with ZDNet, and our guest today is John Nosta. He's the founder of Nosta Labs, which is a digital health think tank. He serves on the Google Health Advisory Board, and he's a columnist at Forbes and Psychology Today. Welcome, John.
Hi, Tonya. Always a pleasure to chat with you.
So you focus on the digital transformation of the entire health industry. How is artificial intelligence playing a role in medicine today?
I think that certainly there's a lot of hype around artificial intelligence. And I believe that is appropriate. But right now, artificial intelligence is probably one of the most important and driving forces in life and in medicine. Now think about it backwards. Everybody says AI. Think about it as IA. In other words, it's intelligence augmented. What we're seeing today is physicians' clinical abilities being enhanced by the use of technology. So from a physician perspective, it will help make me smarter, make better diagnoses, make better choices, find better opportunities for patients to use certain drugs, or even for patients to get into drug therapy like drug trials. On the other hand, we're seeing artificial intelligence completely outside of the domain of the physician. For example, artificial intelligence today is being used to read an X-ray, or to listen to voice or breath or modulation to help find things that might otherwise have been missed.
So Facebook has announced that they're using artificial intelligence to determine whether Facebook users are depressed. Is this an invasion in privacy? I mean, should we be concerned about this, or is this an improvement and something we should just accept?
Privacy is dead. So I think that the nature of the engagements, the Faustian bargain that we create between things like Facebook and our use, even Google Maps or Waze and us using them, is a reciprocal relationship. And technology is going to empower Facebook and clinicians and all sorts of services to enhance what they provide to us. So I think it's an important step forward. It's probably going to be managed in the context of an opt-out kind of thing, but we know so much from just your Facebook updates. We can tell if you're in love, if you have a new boyfriend or girlfriend, or even if you're depressed, by not only the frequency of updates, but the nature of word choice and a lot of interesting dynamics. So I think in the context of depression and suicide, perhaps this level of intrusion, really is in the domain of life-saving, and I think that's fairly justified.
Have we seen any results of artificial intelligence and that data collection being utilized? Are we seeing any positive impact from this invasion of the no longer existing privacy?
Yeah, there's all sorts of machine learning and clinical algorithms and artificial intelligence that are used every day. Whether it be the anti-lock brakes on our car that measure rotor speed of the wheel, to the ability to look at an EKG and find out some of the basic parameters artificially before the physician even reads it. So the use of machine learning and artificial intelligence is already completely entrenched in medicine. It's nothing new. I think that when we find out about it, it might surprise us. But from a clinical perspective, it's certainly not a new modality. It's advancing into new opportunities, which may freak people out a little bit.
What kind of implications would there be, like HIPAA violation, for example, with people maybe sharing things or not even sharing things, but being observed by machine learning, by artificial intelligence, and then insurance being involved and saying, well, we see that Facebook says that you're depressed and we think that you're likely to commit suicide, so we're going to drop your insurance. So is that something we need to worry about?
I guess it's something that you might want to be worried about. Privacy is not my domain of expertise. I think that once we become accustomed to the profound and important impact technology makes in our lives, I think we'll be more prone to acclimate towards its use. Because right now we just look at it in terms of intrusion. But suppose it saved your relative's life. In that context, how do you look at it then? Do you say, well, it's intrusive and he or she should have died? The implications are pretty significant.
How is the physician's office changing? How is it, the cold season right now, people are going into the doctor. How is your visit into your local or your personal physician's office changing based on their use of artificial intelligence?
Well, right now, I think that to go to a physician's office in the first place is kind of weird. Why are we getting out of our house, getting into the cold, driving in our car, subjecting ourselves to all this sort of physical trauma when we can use telemedicine and we can use technology to create that office visit for us? So, number one, we have telemedicine as an opportunity. Number two, we can leverage things like voice analytics to help drive the diagnosis mediated through a telemedicine visit. So, when you ask me about the doctor's office, I was going to say, it's a doctor's office, because I think that's the path technology is going. It's leveraging things like technology to enhance convenience, and that's real important.
What are we going to see? We're rounding up 2017. What are we going to see in 2018 in the way of potential advancements in medicine using machine learning?
I've often talked about the emergence of the year 1900 as something even more profound than a Gutenberg moment, because we're going to see the emergence of not just one thing, but many things. For example, artificial intelligence is going to take hold. Robotics is going to take a foothold, where we'll be able to use machines to augment intervention and surgeries. Things like 3D printing. We'll be able to 3D print certain pills so that we can combine drugs to make an optimal pill that's unique for you or unique for me. But also, we'll be able to print tissue and actually print things kind of like organs, or perhaps even just cell cultures, so that we can eliminate things like animal testing in drug development. That combined with big data. Big data is the third window into humanity. The first was the telescope, the second was the microscope. Now we're going to see, through the use of sophisticated analytics and artificial intelligence, connectivity that will actually push human evolution in new directions.
John, you're always enlightening in this area, and I think there are a lot of revolutionary health advancements I'm looking forward to in 2018, even if that means a little invasion of my non-existent privacy. If somebody wants to follow you, they want to find your work or learn more about artificial intelligence in the health business, how can they do that?
Well, you can Google search John Nosta, or more easily follow me on Twitter, JOHNNOSTA. I'm real active, as you know, Tonya, on Twitter. I think it's one of the best listening tools. So if you want to get smart, even if you have nothing to say, follow me on Twitter and we'll connect.
And you can also find John's column on Forbes and Psychology Today. I'm Tonya Hall, and you can find my work at ZDNet, Tech Republic, and you can follow me on Twitter at Tonya Hall Radio, or find me on Facebook at The Tonya Hall Show.